Mm.
Okay, let me show you. Just share a critical information on your search for lithium minerals. You see, very critical before most of us ignore a well-detailed structural analysis before going into shoot for this. The whole of this area, you can see there are different sample points, and they denote some um, different sample points. They know some different things we've done here. The ones in blue points are the ones we tested in the lab using AS, and the ones in red are the locations we visited, and the ones in black are the ones we interpreted um from our models to visit later on. They have potentials. I want to show you what we found here and a kind of structural influence. What happened here? If you look at this location, for example, um, you can see a very strong structures running kind of northwest direction, and here you can see there's a kind of deviation here. They didn't actually continue somewhere here. But one thing is striking. We've gone to the field and we've been able to sample this location based on our previous analysis. And something came up here. Why? We found out that this one that is actually coinciding rightly with the structure here is giving us aluminum oxide of 21 and 4% lithium oxide. You can see. And another one here, two samples we actually tested here. And another one is giving us 21 also aluminum oxide and 4.5% of lithium. Now, with this, it's obvious that these structures need to be well looked at, and we'll follow the structure. I will find out that we'll not actually follow the structure all the way, but after doing this, we'll now find out that another sample around here gave us lithium. You can see aluminum oxide of alumina of about 17% and 0.2. Now, this one is just sampled at the surface. We didn't dig here, no digging. But this one was dug. So the kind of digging around here. So we found a very good sample here. Then I want to show you. Now, there's the lithium pit around here, which was not coming out that well. If we put in, we'll try to look at some ratios we've actually done here. If you look at this, you see, we try to look at this point, and people are already digging here. Now, if you follow this, you will find out that the best location to actually put these people is somewhere around here, following these structures, because that every tendency that this structure is mineralized and it becomes a conduit for this mineralization around this location. Now here, the rock is actually showing up here, this location, and there are pits actually going on here, but not bringing out interesting things. So I think there's a kind of, you see, that's why it's very important to do this with geology. If you look at this distance to this, is have you seen it? Have you seen the distance? 477 meters. That is the distance. See the distance, and distance from this to this is about 1.1 kilometers. But is within this vicinity around this structure. Because if at the surface here, we're getting aluminum oxide of about 17 and 0.2, and these guys are here also struggling, it seems that there's something they are mixing something away within here. So the best option would have been to do something within 100 meters away from these structures. Because if you look at this, now I will show you why. This is not the only place we've seen that. I will show you the importance of well interpreted structures. You can see all the structures were interpreted here. And if you look at this location, you can see, look at this structure now. Look at this structure now. You can see that this is actually giving us 13, giving us 0.1. So it's low. It's low here. You see this one at this particular place, closer to this structure, we're having about 18% alumina. And let's use the same ratio we did before. You see that the potassium is very high along this region. You can see very high along this region. Now, if you remove this, this is also alumina is also going into 18 and 0.6 at surface sampling. So from here, within this location, there is a very high prospect that you can look at. That is the notice alone. Then look at here. Let's look at this. If you look at this, a lot of veins we're actually seeing here. You see, along this region. So we didn't sample anywhere, we didn't test anything around here. But if you look at this place, there has been a lot of activity. Veins here, and this requires to be sampled around here. And this vein is seems you can see we picked here, picked here, picked here, picked here. This vein is also going in the northwest as if it's aligning with the other one that gave us the right thing, you know. So now let's look at another place that we've done let's look at another place that we've done testing. Okay, let's look at here. If you look at this place, we've tested our here, we've tested the pegmatite vein here, and we're having about 10% alumina and 0.1 lithium oxide. Now, are you saying something here? There is no magnetic structures, no lineament around here, and what we're having here is the regional northeast. Nothing is actually crossing around it, and you can see that alumina is very low. So, having seen this, what we need to do in the second phase is to follow up with the structures that shows the particular trend with interesting surface sampling results. Now, with that, you can see that you don't need to ignore your structures that is well analyzed, and you need to understand actually the trend, because the trends are so much important with respect to locations and all that. So along this region now, here, so it's not coincident that here, this is where we have the highest alumina. So that shows that something is uh, actually particular with this trend and with these particular structures. Here, there was no outcrop around here. We didn't actually pick up something around here. No outcrop around here. So this location, and this location is the next thing you need to look at. So I think we're going to test more of the samples and we'll bring them in here and we'll actually use it to actually look at our models here. Also, let's look at that's very okay. This is what we have here. The ratios. There's a high here. There's high here. High here. Definitely isolated high ratios of potassium uranium actually also seems to be also associated with some of these interesting zones. I think that is where we need to stop. I will show you the new results in the new results we're going to get and bring in here so that we can have more throw more light on some of the associated structures and their behavioral patterns. Thank you for watching. Um, Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channels for updates on new videos and alerts. Thank you.